Hello and welcome to the next video in a series of video lessons on self-guided parts work using the IFS model. The video you're listening to is the fifth video in a series of interactive and comprehensive lessons about the process of working with the protective parts of your internal system. The videos in this series don't include any media clips or images because at times you will be asked to close your eyes to practice some of the activities. The videos are posted on the Internal Family Systems Therapy Masterclass Module 1 playlist for easy navigation and listening. Please go back and listen to the first 4 videos in this series before you listen to the rest of this video. Listening to them or watching them out of order may not be helpful or beneficial and might be confusing. I'm James Fitzgerald. I'm a Vermont state licensed clinical mental health counselor with a Master's of Science degree in clinical mental health counseling and a Bachelor's of Art degree in psychology. My private practice and professional limited liability corporation is James Fitzgerald Therapy. The name of my therapy program and health and wellness program is Strengthening Your Conscious Self. I'm a National Certified Counselor by the National Board of Certified Counselors. I'm a member in good standing with the American Counseling Association, and I'm an active member of the Vermont Counseling Network. My sharing of free-to-consumer evidence-based health and wellness content is separate from my psychotherapy and mental health counseling private practice. The videos are educational and informational only. They are supplemental information that supports my universal treatment plan for my clients in therapy, and they provide my health and wellness program clients with educational material. In addition to listening to the first 4 videos in this series on this playlist, it's important that you visit the community page and read the post about the terms and conditions of use for the videos on this channel. Your continued viewing of the videos on this channel indicates your consent that you have reviewed and you understand the terms and conditions of use. That also includes a liability waiver and legal disclaimers. And that you will not hold me liable or responsible for any action you take or inaction you don't take after watching the videos. I also want to give you a warning that there might be a brief mention of abuse, self-harm, and substance use. And while I took extra care to be vague, you could still experience strong emotional or behavioral reactions. In this video lesson, we are going to review some of the key principles of IFS. The IFS approach offers a method of understanding and working with protector parts to release the burdens they carry from the past and heal the system so you can function in healthy ways. The key to this process of healing is self-leadership. IFS recognizes that each of us has a centralized conscious entity at our core, a true self. Self is naturally compassionate and curious about people, especially about our own parts. Self seeks to connect with each part and get to know and understand it. Self feels compassion for the pain of the exiles and the burdens of pain and memories that they carry. Self has compassion for the protectors and the difficult roles they take on trying to keep the exiles from being re-injured or exposed. Self is able to stay calm and centered despite the sometimes intense emotions that parts may feel. Everyone has a self, even though you may feel that yours is not very accessible at times because of the activity of your parts. Self is the agent of healing, the true leader of the internal system that can care for and heal each part of your system. The first step in the IFS process is learning how to access the self and strengthen self capacities. Then self can freely share its energy with the protector part. There are many guided meditation videos in this IFS Masterclass and the Mindfulness Masterclass devoted to developing self capacities. The following are some basic principles and assumptions of the internal family systems approach. These concepts form the foundation of the work described in the IFS Masterclass video series. All of your parts are welcome and should feel welcome. There are no bad parts. The mind is subdivided into an indeterminate number of subpersonalities or parts, so you can have multiple firefighters and multiple managers protecting multiple exiles. You should never force or hurriedly coerce a part to step aside or separate. You should always ask the part if you can help and assist it, and invite it to soften or allow self to take over. You should respect the reasons parts have for what they are willing to do and what they aren't willing to do. All parts have a positive intent for you and the rest of the system. At their core, they ultimately want only the best for you. If they appear to have malicious or negative intent, they are using defensive or protective strategies that, on some level, made sense at some point in their past, but are no longer effective. Getting inside their world and understanding the origin of their strategies is a key step in helping them adopt more effective strategies. Parts will cooperate once their fears are addressed and once they can feel you in self and understand your intentions, when they can trust self. It isn't possible to do the process wrong when working on yourself using IFS. Even if your process is completely blocked, it just means that a concerned protector is stopping the process for some reason. In order to move past the block, you can access that protector, make it the target part, and find out why it is blocking the path forward. The fastest way to resolve any issue you're having is to work slowly, patiently, and respectfully with all parts involved. The goal of therapy is not to eliminate parts. Instead, the goal is to help them find their non-extreme roles. As we develop, our parts develop and form a complex system of interactions among themselves. Just like systems in the external world, say a family for instance, how siblings, parents, grandparents, and extended family form relationships, and how they interact among each other and between each other. When the system is reorganized, parts can change rapidly. When the firefighter, for example, doesn't feel like it has to be on guard all the time to protect from pain, and when it isn't hypervigilant, many other things start to happen. When the firefighter stops being hypervigilant and the manager feels more calm and in control, and the exile feels less pain and feels like it's getting its needs met, being able to tell its story. Then we start to figure out in this system where do we need to start in order to feel better, to integrate the parts into a whole, and keep those protectors from approaching their extreme limits. Changes in the internal system will affect changes in the external system and vice versa. That concludes Chapter 5 and this review of the key principles of the IFS theory. I invite you to congratulate yourself for continuing to watch the videos in this series. This might be a good opportunity to take a break from the videos and take some time to write down any reflections or introspection you have about the key principles. If you're working with me in therapy or coaching, please write down any questions, comments, or concerns and bring them with you to your next session. I hope you continue watching the rest of the videos in this series. In the next video, I'll provide you with a review of the self. Thank you for watching this series of videos.